Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I've got some empties to show you and talk about. They've been accumulating for quite a while, certainly December, if not November as well. So I thought it was time to start chucking things away and talking about what I've enjoyed and what I would repurchase and what hasn't worked out quite so well for me. I have got through quite a few perfumes recently. Here's one that I absolutely love, 1932 by Chanel in the Les Exclusives range, and this is, I believe, the Eau de Toilette. It's the old strength. I don't think they make this now, although they do make this these bottles, the 75ml, which I think is big enough, to be honest. These are ridiculously expensive, but you can usually get very slightly used ones on eBay. People are given them or buy them and then decide they don't love them and sell them after they've had a few spritzes, or that's been my experience. I don't think there's a huge trade in fakes in these Les Exclusives. There might be in the more standard Chanel range, although I think I'm pretty confident that I can identify what's what. So I do tend to buy them on eBay, I have to say, where you manage to get some discount. 1932 is white floral. It's a really, really pretty fragrance. I have talked about it before. If you sift through my past videos, I've got one particularly on Les Exclusives range. This is one of my favourites, particularly in the spring and summer, particularly for work, because it's a nice, clean, inoffensive, sounds damning with faint praise. And I don't mean to do that because I really, really like this fragrance, but it isn't the sort of fragrance that is going to really divide people between those who hate it and those who love it. I think most people would just think it's a very pleasant fragrance, even if they don't absolutely love it. I actually really like it, and I'm not usually a huge floral fan. So I wear it a lot. It hasn't got the best silage in the world. It does last incredibly well on your clothes as opposed to your skin. I often find after I've worn it and I put my suit away or my coat away or something that isn't, immediately in the wash, and then open the cupboard and I'm almost bowled over by the fragrance of 1932. It's just one of those fragrances that does that. So I have already got another bottle of this, so it's a definite yes for repurchasing. The other fragrance that I used up a full size of that I really like, again, I've talked about it, the label's looking a bit dirty here, by Rideau Sunday Cologne. This is my favourite eau de cologne, if you could even call it eau de cologne, because this is an eau de parfum. It's a really distinctive, not too citrusy eau de cologne. Very refreshing, very uplifting. Again, it's one I love to wear for work, not in fact on a Sunday, because if I'm really tired, just spritzing this on first thing in the morning when I'm getting up really early really does it for me. Great last. I can't say it's a perfume that people really admire. There are some fragrances where people stop you in the street, or certainly people who know you say, oh, what are you wearing? It's really gorgeous. This isn't one of those, but I just really, really like it. So I haven't repurchased, but I probably will at some stage when I've used up some other fragrances in the meantime. What wouldn't I repurchase? I'm just kind of looking at the stash here. I've got a few things that I haven't quite used up and I've had to throw away. Several Chanel, these are the old Illusion d'Ombre. I think they have slightly changed the formulation. I do like these. Here we go, I've got 4 of them in here, but they don't age very well. Here's one, Mirage, which is a very pretty colour, but this has done what they tend to do, which is kind of shrinking out the pot like a sort of sponge. Now this is a couple of years old, but it started doing that fairly soon. after I got it. And it wasn't a case of not screwing the lid on, because I do that religiously. The first time this happened to me, I took it back to the store and they said that there was nothing they could do about it. Some of them just did this and I hadn't screwed the lid on properly. And then they kind of admitted that that probably wasn't the case. As you probably know, if you're in the UK, you'll know that you can't really take used cosmetics back and get your money back in the UK. It's not like America where you can kind of change your mind. You really have to prove there was something defective about the product, and that's quite difficult with makeup after a period of time when you've used them. What I was told was that one tip was storing them with the top screwed on and then upside down. I don't know what the theory of that was. It didn't really help with me. You can see when they dry up, they still are usable in the sense that there's some pigmentation, but it just becomes a bit of a faff. The other way they have aged is the more standard way, and just dried up. This one isn't really usable. It's just dry, which is a shame, because this is one of my favourite shades, which was called Emma Veille, I think. Really loved that peachy one. So they're all getting junked. This Guerlain, it's called Baby Glow. Light Revealing Sheer Makeup Anti-Fatigue Effect Baby Glow, which I kind of used as not a primer, but something to wear instead of foundation, not quite a BB cream. I really liked it when I first got it, which again is a couple of years ago. But I found as the product, I suppose, got older, it didn't separate in the tube, but when I put it on, I couldn't blend it smoothly. It became slightly patchy and sank into pores and emphasised them. And having really loved it at the beginning, I decided I don't love it at all now. So I don't know if they still make that, but it's definitely not going to be a repurchase. This was a good size sample that I got of Glam Glow's Dream Duo, and I liked it so much that I've purchased the full size. This is one of these products that is kind of 2 creams in one. It comes in a pot which is kind of divided in the centre, which I've just started using the full size. I'm not loving the way it's packaged, but I'll talk about that doubtless in the future. Basically, it's a serum and then a sealant that you're supposed to put on over the serum at night. I think one of the things I love about it is the smell, which I think is something called orange popsicle in the United States. It's a vitamin C sweetie but not cloying smell that I do like, especially at night. I find it quite soothing. And I did find that the texture on my skin was really impressive. Whether I'm going to be as impressed after a full size, who knows, but it did induce me to get the full size. One of the cleansers that I've used, well, 2 cleansers in travel sizes. One, the Emma Hardy Moringa Cleansing Balm. I do like this, and I think I possibly would purchase it in future. It's a bit like the kind of Eve Lom balms, that category. A bit more grainy, a bit more liquid when it melts onto the skin. An absolutely delicious smell, and it does do what it's supposed to do in removing really all makeup. And I even use it gently in the eye area, and it doesn't cause stinging or problems. I haven't had to buy a replacement because I've got several more in various free gifts. It seems to be something that is routinely handed out, but I do like it. The Darphan one was also a freebie, and this was an illuminating micellar cleanser, but again it was a wash-off one. I did quite like it. It certainly did the job, not as powerfully as the Emma Hardy, but I often think these kind of gel cleansers aren't quite as strong at removing the makeup. I think I probably would put this in the same category in the sense of type of remover, wash-off gel, as the Sunday Riley ceramic slip, which I prefer. It's definitely better at cleansing, so this wouldn't be a repurchase for me. I'm still on the fence with Ye Old Magic Cream, Charlotte's Magic Cream. I had a decent sized travel pot of this. I hate the idea of magic cream. I mean, it should be science, Charlotte, but I know that she's purveying kind of fairy tales. And I'm not a fan particularly of the smell or texture that makes me think of Nivea for some reason. But it does give you a bit of a glow in the morning, and it certainly feels quite nice on the skin. Whether it would be, you know, I'm just going to, yeah, definite Nivea smell to me. And smell is important to me. Whether I would purchase, again, I've got another this size to try out before I have to make up my mind. I'm not sure really. I'm trying to be open-minded about it. I would definitely repurchase this. I have done. I had to get it on Amazon. You can't, it's quite difficult to get in the UK. ShaveWorks the Cool Fix, which is to treating growing hairs. I'm very prone to them on my legs when I shave, which I now do. I used to use creams and waxes. I just can't be bothered now. It's so much quicker to shave in the bath, but it does make me much more prone to bumps and lumps. This works, and it has a great smell. Presumably quite easy for you to get hold of in the States. It's not difficult to get hold of on Amazon, and I have repurchased. It's quite difficult to get the last few bits of it out of the bottle, but that's another story. I think most of the, oh, this is a Tom Ford lipstick lacquer pen, which just really dried up. One of these kind of spongy applicators that I don't quite like. I wouldn't repurchase that. I don't know if it was a kind of limited edition. The rest of the items really are kind of standard hand cream. The usual Chanel mascara. I obviously repurchase this is Le Volume de Chanel. It's my favourite mascara. I am using a Ciati one at the moment that I really like. Hallelujah. I found another mascara that works for me, but it's not going to stop me getting Chanel. And the usual aromatherapy associate suspects in the back there. You know, I go through those bath oils like nobody's business. I love them, and I repurchase them. So that's the empties for the last month and a half, 2 months. And until next time, please give this a thumbs up if you've got through to the end and enjoyed it. Love reading your comments. And until next time, bye for now.